So what is representation in text about? Well, it's a fairly complicated module. The first thing you have to think about is the medium in which the story is told, and how that has an effect on the story's interpretation. So what you have to think about is that a medium of production, like a poem or a novel or a film, has its own specific text type techniques that change the way the audience is going to view the content. So if we take the example of a story told with shadow puppets, it's going to have a primal feel because in order to make the shadow puppets, the room will be dark. When people make shadow puppets on the walls, they generally make animals, which kind of throws you back to thinking about like caveman days. So you have a little bit of an emphasis of maybe the primal as well. So any story told with shadow puppets is probably going to feel tribal, mythical, and maybe a little bit like a creation myth. So if you think of your regular nursery rhyme of Little Miss Muffet, it's fairly upbeat, it's sing-song, but if you try to tell the same story with shadow puppets, you'd probably find that the spider becomes a lot more ferocious and scary, and that Little Miss Muffet seems a lot more vulnerable. So the first thing you have to think about is the effect of the medium. The second thing you have to think about is the composer. So in this module, it's helpful to think of the composer as a master manipulator. They're trying to make you think or believe certain things, and they use their text type techniques to kind of trick you. So this doesn't necessarily mean that they're evil or bad. You might think about like the RSPCA. They might have a poster of a really sad puppy dog, and its eyes look all glassy and sad, and it has an emotional impact on the viewer. So that's not to say that the RSPCA is evil for using emotional manipulation, and it doesn't say that they're wrong either. It might be very true that there are lots of sad puppy dogs locked up in concrete cages. But the important thing to think about is how it's making you feel that way. So yeah, you have to be aware of the effect and think about how it's making you respond to the text. So now we're going to have a quick look at the Board of Studies syllabus rubric for Module C. This module requires students to explore various representations of events, personalities, or situations. They evaluate how medium of production, textual form, perspective, and choice of language influence meaning. The study develops students' understanding of the relationships between representation and meaning. So what this basically means is that how you interpret a text isn't entirely up to you. It's also partly how the composer has positioned you in order to view the text.